So today I want to talk about a lens that is my go-to lens. If I was just starting out, this is the lens I would get for interior real estate photography and video. It's great for both. It is the best all-around lens. It's super sharp. It's super lightweight. It shoots great in low light for video. And there's very little distortion, and it's pretty much a lens that you can walk into any size room and get the shot. And I'm talking about the Laowa 7.5mm f2. This is a fully manual lens, which I absolutely love going fully manual, and I'll explain why in a second. But this lens has zero distortion. Look at the size of this little guy right here. And I'm going to show you some images that I've taken, and I use this pretty much on every shoot. But if you could only have one lens, which will do everything, it is this Laowa 7.5mm f2. And so you got to remember, and I've spoke about this in other videos, where if you're shooting on micro four thirds, and here's a chart that shows the size comparison to a full frame sensor, how the micro four thirds sensor is basically half the size of a full frame sensor. So what that means is everything is a 2x crop. So the 7.5 would be an equivalent of a 15mm on a full frame. The interesting thing that I've learned about micro four thirds system is why they're frequently used in broadcasting, is because not only is it a 2x crop, and so is the aperture, but it allows for the same amount of light coming into the lens. So for example, if you're shooting at f2.8, it's going to act as far as exposure and light coming into the lens as an f2.8 on a full frame, but gives you the depth of field equivalent to 5.6. So that's super important for real estate photography, because when I was shooting on the Sony a7 III full frame, even if I was stopped down to f8, sometimes the corners, depending on how far away the subjects were in the frame, they would be blurry, they'd be out of focus, because it just wasn't enough to get everything in focus. Now, the nice thing about this system is even at 2.8, everything is going to be in focus, even at f2.8. Remember, even at f2, you're still at f4 as far as light gathering. That's why in a dark house, not super dark, but a house, say it's overcast day and there's not a lot of light coming in, I'll just go to f2 on this, and again, that's plenty of light. And remember, it's going to give you the depth of field as an f4. So you still get it, once you set your focus to infinity, so they say, and there's a special way to set that, where that red line is next to that infinity symbol. When I have my lens set to that, everything is in focus. I never have to touch this. Even the aperture is manual aperture, which is really nice. So there's no way to mess it up. You lock that focus in by having it set to that infinity line, and you're gonna have to do a test on your specific camera. I'm on the EM1 Mark II. I'm filming on the EM1 Mark III right now. This is the pretty much set it and forget it system, and then all you have to do is worry about your shutter speed to control your exposure. So that's really how simple that is. So like I said, if you're just getting started, this lens, you can pick it up on eBay. I think even new, you can get it for around $400. So what I want to do is I want to show you some images. I'm going to just run through a slideshow right here of images that I took an entire shoot with this lens, so you can see the different size rooms and how well it handles distortion, shooting at, what would it be, like I said, 15mm. If you want to see a full tutorial, me bringing you on site, showing you how I shoot, how I light the rooms, how we edit them, all that stuff, click this video right here, and make sure to hit that subscribe button, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.